Fall is just a few days away, which means it's time to set your garden up for the cold. On this week's What's Growing with Tom, we learn how to close down a raised bed so that it's ready for the winter and the spring. Let's get our hands dirty.
Hello, Northern Michigan. It is a bright and sunny fall day here in Northern Michigan. You know, we're here at Sears, Michigan. No, this is not Justin, as you know. It's Theo Maidendorp from Morgan Composting. Theo, we're here. We're looking at our, finishing up the gardens for the year. We have a bunch of lettuce, spinach. They look a little overdone, don't they?
Yep, sadly we let them go too long. The lettuce is starting to get bitter and the spinach is way past due, so it's time to pull them out.
So that's all we're gonna do right now for the first part is pull everything out?
Yep. So, and a lot of people will try and kind of reincorporate this back into the soil, trying to get some organic matter out of it.
Okay.
I tend to lean away from that just because we're planting a lot of the same things in the same place every year, and you tend to get a lot of disease pressure from that.
Yeah, I notice you're trying to make sure you get a lot of the dirt off.
Yep. The more of this dirt you can get, the better. And we'll talk about that a little later, just refilling these, because you will get some settlement over time.
Right.
But the more of this we can get off the roots and stay in here, the less you're going to have to re-add once we're finished.
Yeah, it's worth trying to keep as much as you can, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, spinach is going no problem. I mean, there's nothing really there.
Yeah, thankfully these are pretty easy to pull. And the real perk of these raised beds, you don't have any weeds to deal with. A lot of times in ground, you're fighting all those. You always have roots, and you always have at least some leaves left over, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, just the more of those you can get, just to limit that disease risk, the better.
Right, gotcha. So Theo, we've got them all cleared out. What's the really next step? I mean, it looks pretty fine. We got to put dairy doing it, right?
Oh, absolutely. So we got to get some of that nutrition back. Those plants pull out a lot over time, and the more we can do to break down some of those roots and get some nice organic compost in there, the better. Okay. So we're going to take the bag here, and we're going to put down about 1/4 inch. So, and these bags are nice. They rip right open. And then we'll just start sprinkling. You don't have to be exact. Again, about 1/8 to 1/4 inch. So sometimes it's easier to do the math. It's hard to tell exactly 1/8 or 1/4 inch while you're doing this, but we're just gonna get close, and thankfully we've been working on this garden for a long time. So
right. Now, why would you put the whole bag on there?
So just like anything, too much of a good thing is not always a good thing. So if you overdo the compost, you can get an overload of nutrition, which just can cause just as many problems as not enough nutrition. So we just want a light rate to replace what was taken off and to help break down some of those roots and some of that leftover organic.
Gotcha, because the dairy do, the black bag is kind of the pure stuff.
Yep, exactly. And that's where the Healthy Garden comes in. So the Healthy Garden can be applied fall or spring. Okay. I lean towards a spring application. I really like the Dairy Dew to go down in the fall, and then we save the Healthy Garden for the spring. And then once you're doing that in the spring, you also may want to put down a little bit more Veggie Dew or Flower Dew just to bring that level back up in case you had some settlement over the winter or over the year.
Gotcha. So, I mean, we're basically done now. Do we have to put down the Healthy Garden all or not?
Nope. So we're gonna wait until spring for the Healthy Garden. We're all done. We're gonna work this in a little bit just to get some of this compost mixed in and work down to about that 4 or 6 inches.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna smooth it out, and we should be set to let it go for the winter.
Awesome. All right. Well, we do that. We're gonna catch up with you later on next week, and we're talking about finishing out our other in-ground gardens, our flower beds, and show you what needs to be done for the end of the season.